Hill TV, keeping you in the know.
الوقت يدعو مصلحا ومجددا فارموا بنظر طاهر وجنان
We had the ability to turn into different people, but were we guided? So I want to profoundly thank this team for initiating this. I asked my daughter, she wanted to become a civil engineer. Civil engineers, do you know what civil engineers do? Bajja kuwa contract ya luguudo kuva Fort Portal paka Kasese mu luzimbireko emyaka 5. Oli mufumbo, oli mukyala mu Ahmadiyya, olina omusajja, olina abaana. But the job demands that you should be away from your home for that long. Are we together? Have you considered that? Right, you can become an electrical engineer maybe. Do you know what electrical engineers do? If you don't get a chance of sitting in an office as an executive, ogenda kulinnya miti. Can you do it? Will you put on an overall, etc., and you walk through the field? Okay? Which point was that? Knowledge of what you are going to do. Don't simply dream. From a family affected by the doctor, there is a family which produces doctors, Musoge. Nenga, they have the capacity for this one to become a doctor, or in a engineer, or a lawyer. In every field you want, you are positioned somebody. By no job. But all of them are what? Doctors. They are guided rightly. They have the brains to produce in every department somebody relevant to the family. Are you together? Knowledge of what you are going to do in line with your personality. My firstborn wanted to become a teacher. When she was filling her forms, Yambu said, "Daddy, can I put education? I'm a teacher." I said, "No, my daughter, I know you. You cannot make a good teacher. So for education, don't put." Luanchi, she's a very quiet girl, very quiet. Those of you who know her. Very quiet what? Teachers talk. Are we together? So I'm guiding her towards a course that I think fits her personality. I wanted to bring that point. Your personality. Some courses are open for everyone. For other courses, we must fit into them, depending on what I'm talking about. Tuline nilimo kuzuja yogendeko internationally. Can abana work no classes. Some of you watch when Uzuri is talking to them. Go and study medicine, engineering, go and do journalism, go and do this. So many. But when we narrow it down to our countries, we now come to Uganda. You want to become a pilot in Uganda. You want to become a what? Pilot in Uganda. Nebwe nkubuuza ku kyalo ky'ewammwe, kale tuleke ekyalo. Tugende mu parish oba division, bw'oba oli wa mu kibuga, tudde ku constituency, tudde mu district. Tumaleyo kale region namba, Soga region, omumanyi mu bapilot bameka. And where are they working? In the context of Uganda, those are the worldly dreams we have at these levels. And unless we are guided, omwana asoma from senior 1, senior 6, ng'akyali awo, njagala kwa pilot, njagala kwa engineer, tabimanyi. Pilot yakola kinti avuga nina njagala kuvuga ku nnyonyi. Yes, we would all love to do that. Ogenda kijjawa gy'ogenda ovuga. Kyenamubuuza nti ssente ogenda kukola zaani? Yakyogeddeko Mr. Bagwemu. Ani akola ssente nga tamanyi kukola ki? Ogenda kubalirira bitabo ebyani? Ennaku zino mu business, if we have a business as a family, we employ an accountant, ava mu family. So I told you I have not built a company, and by the time you qualify, sijja kusobola ku employinga. So wait, I want you to go in for something. Nga bana asobola okuyita nti you come, we want your skill. First come here, we need your skill. So at times you need to do something, and you are relevant to everybody, regardless of whether you are related to them or not. Waliwo emirimu gye tufuna on merit, not because you are relative, not because you are what you have given money. No, on merit they need you. Look into that. On account of time, I have sent here, you know. As take home, bino byenjagala mutwaleeka ebirala osobola okubyerabira, but you take this home. 1, value time. Value what? Okuva ne leero, never be invited for a meeting and you come late, especially when it comes to Jamaat issues. Value time. Ekyokubiri, never take Jamaat-related issues as a second thought matter. Never take Jamaat-related issues as a second thought what? If this workshop or seminar was in Makerere University, we would have a full house here. Ngate mwe musooseyo Abahamadia. Bwe tubayita mu bya Jamaat, you consider oba ngende oba. If we move at that pace, we are not going to reach anywhere. Ideological orientation is what we are building today. America bagamba abaana baabwe nti America is the best country in the world. Omwana akula akimanyi. Teri mwana mu America gojja convincing that there is a world, there is a nation anywhere in the world that is better than what? Akula akimanyi. To you, it is Jamaat Ahmadiyya. For anything else, second thought. The first should be what? Jamaat. Jamaat meeting, Jamaat activity. Keep time, attend in large numbers. 3, read widely at your age. Secular and religious books. all intelligent people, go and research about it, are intelligent because they have read. Read widely. Read everything. Don't discriminate. At your age, read everything. Pick out what you think is relevant for you. I talked about age as being an advantage. I'm not going to repeat it. Use your age to achieve every height you want to. Bwe munasuuka emyaka 35, bwe munayingira mu gya 40, issues will come. I'm telling you since morning, I have over 20 missed calls here. Just imagine if I was revising for an exam, what would be in my mind? 20 missed calls, you are revising for a test tomorrow. Does it add up? At your age, you can afford to do everything because you still have some laps. Finally, don't modernize Islam. Instead, we are supposed to Islamize modernity. My daughters, don't modernize what? Islam. Bali backward, tebiri ku trend, tebiri ku chi. Oyagala kuteekamu bibyo ebiri modern. Islam is modern from the word go. What you have to do is Islamize what? Modernity. A computer is something modern by every standard. We cannot run away from it as Muslims. So how do you marry a computer with Islam? That is Islamizing what? Modernity. Everything modern that you think has come and is trendy, reconcile it with Islam and you move on. Don't abandon Islam because of modernity. No. Be a Muslim today, tomorrow, and the other day, regardless of where you are. General Secretary yantumye okubategeeza tibabaddewo ensonga ya basari President wamwe yakonyeeko wano kyabamu temumanyi how do we acquire these bursaries in my office as National Secretary Talim. Ebintu bino biri open. First of all, to gather bursaries for students from senior 1 to primary to gather. Talim does not have bursaries for primary school pupils. Our bursaries start with senior 1 up to postgraduate students. Masters, PhD, we do. That is number 1. Number 2, our bursaries are segmented. If you have bursary in senior 1, we consider you for 4 years because that is a course. Course, a term from senior 1 to senior 4. So tomorrow is a senior 4 no one ogama twana is mbadde ku bursary yange nkyagenda mu maaso nedda. We segment it according to the level on which you are. Senior 1 to 4, 5, 6, then tertiary institutions depending on the course you are doing, the number of years. You indicate in the admission form. So admission form you to senior 1. A term plus senior 1 to 4, not senior 1 to 6. Kino njagala abali wano mugenda mukitegeeza abalala. Ekirala, our job as Talim is to collect applications, look through them, and recommend to an website who recommends to Zo. that so and so is needy and therefore should be granted a bursary to study. We recommend, the money is not ours, but we recommend you for support. Are we together? A sentence is our Wahuzuru Americans. There's what we call approval. When we send your names, we wait for Zuru to approve. It might take some time. Zuru is very busy. It might take some time. Until that the approval comes, we cannot send it backward day. Are we together? So you apply, we recommend, we send. When the approval comes, you are good to go. Right? That you'd love to know about that bursary scheme, because I've not hinted on it.
Do we also consider the performance of someone while granting bursary?
Yes, which type of performance to you considering that? Especially in relation to the course you are going to do. Bursary is not every day to Mahmadia. So there should be an attestation to the fact that you are an Ahmadi student who attests. Your Jamaat president should confirm, the regional president should confirm, and the regional missionary to Omwana Muchi, Mahmadia. Kati Omwana Mahmadia, watugamba nti ngenda kukola human medicine, nenga yafunye EOO. Bwewabeerawo a mad university, he was just giving an example. But he was just giving an example. Abadde takibirini. Wafuna E, principal pass E, mwetemujja bitegeera, bali bayinza bitegeera abyanabyo. Principal pass E, and a subsidiary OO. And then there is a mad university in Uganda that admits you for medicine. Tetujagana. Tujakola Tetuja kukiriza. With EOO, even if the university admits, we have ever done it. Waliogoba our law, ngaina 4 points. In 4-5 points, never more law. We go and study law. But in our opinion, we said no. These are not the kinds of lawyers Jamaat wants to produce. We advise you to go and apply for another course. Are we together? So we consider performance at that level. Performance at this level, senior 1, 2, 3, 4. We look at your report cards. We get reports from your school. If you are not matching with the standards that have our expectations, then we cancel the bursary. Jamaat is sponsoring you, and you are getting D's in the current curriculum, D in every subject, and you still want us to give you money to come and score a D? No. At the level of a D, you can as well go and do performing arts, you can join music. It is sick. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying, don't quote me. Talim Secretary at government, I can also do performing what? It's not one of the courses recommended in the Jamaat Ahmadiyya. Do you know performing arts? Banoma. Performing arts. Do you know? Afisa, do you know performing arts? Comedians. 5, 6. Do you know performing arts? Do you? MDD. An Ahmadi student is going to the university to pursue a bachelor's degree in MDD. The nature of the course, you have forsaken your faith. But some performances will demand that you strip yourself, you perform naked in MDD, not so? Yeah, some performances. At your age, a university student, a girl, you're supposed to come to stage naked and perform. That is MDD. Short of it, you get a retake in the course. Yes, please. So still.
Maybe before Brother Amuno comes in, he also told us about our expectation or what they might expect students to be, and we talked about attachment to your mind. In line with these applications, you are required to be recommended by your German president, that is from the German where you come from, your regional missionary. So in case of attached to the German, then it will be very hard for those people to also recommend you for the bursary. So take note of what Wandegeya said about attachment to German. And it starts now. You don't wait to grow old, you don't wait to produce children, get married, and then you still you shall get attached to your man. It starts now. Now that's the age factor I talked about. Do whatever you're supposed to do at this age. Okay? So, what's your character as well? Where you saw here, German bursary, and some of the recommendation of German president, the missionary. It's not the parent to recommend. It's one money, every parent will do that because they want their children to get bursaries. Okay? And also, they also consider the financial ability. Okay? Basinzwe okuyamba abazadde abateesobola, but when their children are bright and they can suddenly make up something in life. Okay? So, kuyamba abateesobola basobola bakola ki naye kiba ki akalikenjegadde okuyalinga batugambye nti kusuubira atuwa ssente naye ozuuka talina biryo bya ssente nako tubategeere. Our spiritual father does not have a kind of money. So where does this money come from? Okay? Why I bring this one is for those of us who get this bursary, and maybe somehow, somewhere, you misuse them. Notasayo mutima ogamba jamati we mwana wa jamati jakusasula. And then you're not performing, results are not coming. Just because you don't have no income, you do what you want to do. That money comes from other countries where believers, how many brothers and sisters, pay chanda. Why do we pay chanda? So it is from other countries who pay their chanda appropriately according to their income. It was all now as of what they say, they are running surplus budgets. Ichibatola chinji nyo kibasasanya so ekifikawo nabanga agama kachwezeko kumawanga amalala agatalanya deficit budget. Never rise to the deficit budget because the members of those countries are not up the standards of raising money that can run their affairs, one of which is paying for their students. So, whoever of us is here, or whoever of us wants to acquire Jamati bursary, keep it in mind. Jamati webenge kuyambe no somani waitamu. or mashallah, Allah bless you, you start earning. Then be among those people who also pay charge appropriate according to your income so that your money also help others to come along. But still that goes back to the age factor. Even when you're sleeping, start paying charge. You won't start paying charge and go even the little pocket they give you, start from there so that it grows with you. I will get it. Thank you so much.
I have a question. One question has been answered. Most times the student asks when and how to apply.
The applications are what? Then Secretary Secretary is for that clarification. If I answer moment side this question. Truly, my additional secretary must have talked about it. Truly, no more about work and showing a regional missionary way and gun and you. We should not waste Jamati's money anymore. From one of the regions. Recommendation ya fail. Tramwa alip scheme. Nenga the year for Amshare, you know, missionary not gamma or no, you cancel that person. Omulala Tatawe is the regional president of one of the regions. We are completing the list. Tumuwe to collect chanja au yuneda. Ninga Tatawe amzara. That is the sincerity we are talking about. Don't waste Jamati's money. So attachment, moral standards that you have. Answering one side of this question, our office is open. We receive applications at any and every time of the year. Why? Admission times are different for different institutions. Senior 1, Senior 5, you are admitted in February, January, February. So you'll have your admission form ready by that time. So we receive it. When we go to some universities, they have 2 or 3 times of admission in a year, I think. They have the January intake, April intake, and August what? Intake. So depending on your intake, still you submit your admission form and we consider it. And then we have those that have standardized admissions, the Chambogos, the Makerere, and whatever, August intake. So anytime you receive your admission letter, please come to our office. Submit it, and it is upon us now to see which cohort we are sending at which time. This causes the delays because we are not all admitted at the same time, and therefore we cannot submit one admission to Zoom. So we collect them and then send as a cohort. Then we wait for that approval. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I've taken a little bit of time, but I warned you at the beginning to run up. I would graciously take it up, but time cannot allow. The very last point are the pledges he talked about in his communication. Balaji namina pledge yamwe, bangudamu muline yamwe batifaru waline yabwe, nebansarullah tuline yafe. Pledge yeyo elimu ebigambo ebiri distinct according to that category or group of people. Omwana omuto omwahamadia ow'emyaka 7 according to his abilities Jamaati ina byemusuubiramu biri mu pledge omwo. Bw'agraduatinga n'ayingira Budamula Ahmadiyya myaka 15 according to his abilities at that age Jamaati ina byekola ki byemusuubiramu. Bw'omalako n'oweza emyaka na according to your abilities bikyuka according to the age and abilities. Go back look through your pledges, and you'll understand what we are talking about. And what sums up all the pledges is the buyout now. I want to thank you so much for listening to me. Question?
My question is concerning the admissions and applications. It so happens that, let's say a person applies for Talim. Then, of course, he has to bring the application, of course. Then, what happens is that as he's waiting for the approval, the school starts. So, let's say he struggles to get that tuition. And maybe after one semester or two, not even a year, the approval comes back, but he has already started the journey. So I'm inquiring what happens there. Is he going to be refunded that money, or they will just continue from where it is?
Thank you so much. That's a very technical question. Kiwadde kitusumbiye nnyo mu taalimu kitegeera, abantu tebakitegeera. Esente za Diamant, ekibuuzo kya mukitegedde, wasaba mu taalimu ng'oli mu senior 1. Approval ogenda okujja ng'oli mu senior yakumeka? Yakusatu. Taata yatoba ne yeewola n'akola ki mu senior 1 n'ettuno ogimalako. Approval yamuzuula tusanze mu senior 3 yabuuza asobola okuwandiika ne bamugizaawo sente ezo ze yeewola n'asasula amabanja ago. Ensonga eyo eri technical. That's how I've started my answer. Buli mwaka Diamant ekola budget. Tutuula mu shura wano ne tukola budget. National AMLA ekola budget, shura n'egiyisa n'egendewa kuzulu nakyapproving. Mu budget omwo National AMLA mweteeka nti tusuubira okuyambako ku baana bwe bati. Okusinziira ku approvals Kuzulu ze yabawa. Kuzulu bwe yapproving abaana 9 under Talim, we value how much money abaana 9 ze bajja okwetaaga. Ne tuziteeka mu ki? Mu budget n'egende wa Kuzulu. When Kuzulu approves that budget, we begin giving you money. Ezive wa Kuzulu, because it comes as a lump sum. Are we together? Cut. Bw'otusaba sente for 2 years ago, kiba kitegeeza nti you are referring us to the past 2 budgets, which we have already what? Closed. Wamutegeera? Buli bwe tumaliriza financial year tuba tuclosinze budget eyo n'ebigirimu. Tuli mu budget mpya. So before the approval, tebasobola kuteeka mu budget. Ekitegeeza nti mu budget zino z'ojuliza tewaliimu. So there is nowhere we are going to get that what? That money. Because that is Diamant's operations. We operate a single financial year. We close it, we open another financial year. So once abalina approval kati sente zaabwe zagerera mu budget year, we are hoping that that money will come. Okay? I was winding up, I was signing out. So thank you so much for listening to me. In case of any queries, please, our office is open. Is my additional secretary stand up? In charge of the schools, Ahmadiyya Muslim High School, which is winding up, Tiantamba, Mbiko Primary, Chanjale Muslim Primary School, Chivale, Kavende Masurula Academy, Rabagan, all the schools we have. And anything else related to your education. So he's here. I'm going to give him 5 minutes. I'm going to Mr. Ali Bagwemo, now in Katono. In charge of bursaries. When I'm not around, I've always referred to you. Give him your application for the bursary. Okay? Yeah, if I'm not around, please give the application to him. We sit and then we tell you what to do. Okay? Thank you so much. Mr. With permission, please, he wants to make a few communications.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Umar Mugisha. I'm just going to be a little bit brief due to the limited time that I've been allocated. The gist of my communication, as you have heard, is to let you know what exactly is going on in as far as we, the student, be it actually primary, secondary, university, whatsoever. Our last meeting with AMSA-UG, these are some of the resolutions which actually AMSA-UG tasked us. In as far as education is concerned, AMSA-UG looks forward to seeing you and me in a docket of where your education level is. Let's say, if right now you're doing medicine, AMSA-UG would like to recognize you. If right now you are in primary, AMSA-UG would like to recognize you. This very task is going to be managed after a collection of a database. A database which we are going to collect is to commence on Friday right away, when we are going to host a number of regional presidents and regional secretaries for Talim on Friday. So that is the time when we shall tell them the requirements of registering each of the students, Ahmadi students that are in the country. It is a big task, but we have got actually way forwards which we are going to use to ensure that this exercise does not go astray or it doesn't go out of our hands. There are certain softwares which we've built, which actually those regional presidents and secretaries for Talim are going to take and ensure that they fill in the information that allocates you. Whoever is here, actually this is nice for me that I have seen faces of people that we should have, even if it was arranged to be today, we should have first entered in our database. But due to time, even if we don't do it now, come Friday, having equipped these people with what is required, they will still come to you for wherever you will be. Put in account that on registration paper outside there, you sign your name and your email or contact, so that even if the other people who are going to be told how to look for you miss out on you, then we can still get you from there. Some of the contents to be included are your full names. Sometimes when we are registering for some courses, for some refresher courses like these ones, we tend to reach and maybe sign out names which are not exactly defining you. Remember, you are entering into a system of Jamaat Talim, which when we happen to see this is Juma Muhammad, and yet all your primary, secondary, whatsoever, they have other names, it will still be another challenge. Meaning that you give us the correct information that allocates you. Then after all that, that is when we shall go to AMSA-UG and say, AMSA-UG, you have a number of midwives that are amounting to this much. You have a number of teachers that are amounting to this much. Then from there, we shall be communicating to you what are the next stages for your education career, like we have been addressed. Mind you, when I was given a question to answer, I told you that as we have our own objectives for why we are studying, we must know that also Jamaat has got its objectives that it wants from us. And these were the words of AMSA directly to you, that he wants a very professional team that is going to help the Jamaat, not to actually finish your university. And we heard from our National Secretary say that you go for Nile breweries for a job, and yet Jamaat needs that lawyer, and yet Jamaat needs that teacher. So the whole exercise is yet to commence, and I call upon whoever is going to be requested to give in your information, be it P1, remember I told you we start from primary up to universities. Please accept and give out your information. This other part where we have to screen the schools, like you have heard the National Secretary say, the Jamaat schools, the secondary, the primary, that is a bold kind of thing which I cannot elaborate here. Good chance, majority of us here, we are secondary and above. So that is what we are yet to avail, and we shall be communicating inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our previous speaker for the wonderful speech that he has delivered to us. According to me, it was quite exceptional, and I just request you guys to be submissive to the kind of words that he has told us. And according to the program, we are limited with time. And it's one of the points that he has talked about. We shall go directly to our next speaker, Mr. Engineer Brother AMSA-UG, who is going to take us through the next session of knowing the impact of changing technologies on our careers and how to stay relevant in this digital era. Thank you. Thank you very much, and I'm thankful to the previous speaker for all the knowledge and all everything that he has delivered to us. We are really thankful, and I hope our students have really borrowed leave from that. My presentation, I provided my presentation through a PowerPoint. I think I'm going to, you will allow me to be chairman of this event so that I can use my laptop to take you through the presentation. Okay. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Mr. Mugaya, what should be the arrangement?
Like what they're trying to mean.
Yeah, those ones at the rear, please come.
It's targeted to those people and these ones. So
yes.
It's better they come also forward. Yeah? Let's exchange just the seats. Every class to get every class. We are sorry over.
Yeah, we have lunch. The more that we want to go with the hungry stomachs. We have lunch on the agenda. So please don't leave my hands lunch. So I think Manitoba Furuma, they should be in also. Yeah, they should also be around.
we've settled, right? Okay. You're welcome once again, and I'm really delightful that you've really turned up. We don't have so many students, especially from our Jamaat, but I know we have a bigger number compared to this. So hopefully moving forward, let us try to embrace these events, because kijja tuyambako okuzimba what we are trying to build. We always borrow from our Christian brothers, especially the Catholics. They have really built a good system. So naffe twagala tutambulira awo tubayite nako kuba ekyabwe tekiri mu blessing ya Allah nolaba kitambula kati ekyaffe kiri mu blessing ya Allah. So nolwekyo senga tubakwata mmwe kati n'abaana munazaala nabo babeere nga batambulira mu nteekateeka y'emu, kitegeeza nti Jamaat yaffe ejja kwongera okunywera. Brother Munga yabadde ayogera nti Jamaat Ahmadiyya ebaddewo for 8 years. Twalabadde tulina more than this number of students. Abahmadiyya bangi nnyo ekibuli, bangi nnyo. Mugenda mu conferences ne mubalaba nga taata wange Muhammadiyya ne mama Muhammadiyya naye temuli basiraamu, oli nenga mwana yakulira mu maka ga Jamaat nenga agamba gola kwa Muhammadiyya tetuli basiraamu. So let us try to hold on to the guidance of the Khalifa at the time, because the rest don't have been Khalifa. It's us who has the complete guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through our Khalifa. Okay?
I'm going to try to be as fast as possible. Okay. The main theme or the main topic of discussion today that was requested from me is the impact of rapid technological change on our careers. These are people already in universities. These are also upcoming university students. So, as we move forward, technology has taken up the entire world. So, which careers can you adopt at this particular time? Career over factors kuno omulimu nakkiriza ne bamupayiringa kuli omulimu nakkiriza ne bamupayiringa indieni nga talina kye deliverance but akikoze to make the other person happy or the boss happy. Take an example of Jamaat wano ulabera ne offices mukaaga naye wana nti nze ina offices mukaaga mu Jamaat munzanyirako naye ngoga what are the results? Zero, because you can't be everywhere. That's the nature of a human being. You can't be everywhere. Mshege. Yeah. Okay, so then the millennials, these are the ones who are born between 1981 to 2000. Who was born between that era? Yeah, in Umbasubira. Here, if you're born between that era and you're still in school, at least you do. By now, if you're born in 2000, you'll be 25, isn't it? Unless if you are a postgraduate student, that's okay. But if you are an undergraduate, ngatuwali obizibu bya sente. Kwa buli kaseera bagamba nga yitaga nze kibiina kino sikivaamu. Bano bayita kibiina kino sikivaamu. Otherwise, if you are born between 1981 to 2000, by now these are graduates, isn't it? If they are back in school, they are either doing professional certifications or they are postgraduate students. So what are the characters? They multitask. They are entrepreneurs. That's why you see nowadays abana basinga abafuluma. Actually, Uganda has adopted that scheme of okay, bachi some tertiary, but ideally it should be at university. Right now, students are fulumanga in a degree. For example, mu kuzimba civil engineering. Nenga tamanyina bakwata bloka. Omwana yakoma mu P7 n'agenda mu tertiary institution, oba technical institute. Ate n'avanga atamanya ebintu okusinga oli. So, university nazo actually they are being advised to change the how they are teaching, because enjigiriza ino kubanga yavaawo omwana omusomesa. For example, fe twasoma twakola, we did a lot of mathematics. Where are we applying it here? Nowhere. But of course we design algorithms ezikola ebintu ebyenjawulo naye nga in any way integration zoyo tetaliyo. So bano most of them are turning to be what? Entrepreneurs. And the best, if you want to succeed, kola course enakuyambako kuba nti okola ki otandikawo ekintu kyo. You get? Because twina people, these ones tubagambyeko, who graduated between 1981 to now, most of them have no jobs. Minimum wage, but you take long to get one. As you're waiting for a job, watch to kolachi, tobacco now just over kola. Check it. So that's why if you're planning to do social work, social administration, who are you going to social administer? Tell you who. Check it. They are not there. Because you're going to counseling. You're going to counseling. What are you going to counsel me? You're going to go to ndi musajja mukulu n'emyaka 35 ng'ofulumya n'emyaka 22 kikyo ogenda okumbuulira mukyegedde. So tulina okukola emirimu nga gikola ki nga gikuyambako okubaako naawe bwokola ki kiweekozesa. Kyegedde nti neyo naaba sifunye mulimu nja kukola ki nja kukola. Okay, so the multitask, they are goal-oriented. Yeah, these are the millennials. They are goal-oriented. That's why most of these people are doing their masters. They want to be professionals. They have goals. They have targets. They are not mediocres. Okay, baby boomers. Baby boomers are committed, hardworking, and career-focused, which has caused them to be tagged to workaholics by Gen X and Gen Y. Gen X attitudes, Gen Y. Okay, so the Gen Zs, these are born between 1996 and 2010. Who was born in 1996? Who was born between 2002 and 2010? All of us. So these are called Gen Zs. What are your characters? No, you know, this is core research that was done. So what will go on? If you don't have any of these characters, then you have a problem. Either you were stuck in the past. So these are our grandchildren. They are set to occupy roughly 10% of the workforce by 2020. Experts predict that with Generation Z, there will be a return to values such as respect, responsibility, and restraint. Simanyi oba kituufu. Ekitiibwa ekyo kinaakomawo, ekyabali ba traditions kyebajjawo kinaakomawo. However, with the way technology is heading, most of the jobs that Gen Zs will be filling have not been yet created. So emirimu gyammwe musigale nga mukyasoma mpola mpola. Emirimu gyammwe kikola ki? Mwabagenda taking over the digital era, the modern era, because bye mugenda okusoma, by the time you reach universities, actually, you know, the universities are trying to choose a curriculum zizaazo kati. Gen Z is part of a generation that is global, social, visual, and technological. They are the most connected, educated, sophisticated generation ever. Katuwamba to more sophisticated. I want to more sophisticated. Then you are in the wrong generation. So guys, either what was wow. So are you social? Or you don't socialize. Because here, the Generation Z, are social, visual, and technological. This is what I'm telling you. Adopt to this, to everything that comes around. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already yachiraga Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tidajali walibaze enfarasi zijagwazi endogo zijagwazi kolaki ziguluka nga zifuwa omuliro dajali guluba kusajja kwa kuso nga kuyima gye kuyima ne kulengera ali mu Uganda kitegeeza ki ekyo Muhammad Muhammad kitegeeza ki kusajja kwa kuso gulimeri ne gulaba ali mu Uganda kitegeeza ki ani amanyi who knows you don't read brother Mga yabadde abagamba wano nti musome ebintu bino what is that? Satellite. Yes, satellite. Mutuufu. She's actually right. Satellites, even cameras. Because satellite, omuntu abeera satellite eri millions, but the control center eyinza okubeera mu Bungereza oba US ne balaba bali wano. Set an example. Abamu mulina amayumba. Obeera wano n'olaba wano ku ssimu ekiri ewaka. Oyina dajali. Sibo kiri? Kati ode na Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam yakyogerako endogo yezibuka nga zifuwa omuliro kitegeeza ki? Nga zituddemu abantu munda kitegeeza ki? Ennyonyi. Yes. Mukitegedde? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eno era yagiulaga na Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam nti ejja kubeerawo. So for you can't run away from that. Eno digital era Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yaji prophesizing through the holy prophet nti ejja kukola ki? Ejja kubeerawo, and we need to embrace, because it's the way of life right now. Mukitegere. The Gen Zs have been born into the crisis period of terrorism, the global recession and climate change. They are predicted to spend their young adult years in a time of economic and social renewal. They are also living in an era of changing household structures and are the students today and university graduates, employees and consumers of tomorrow. So I think you can testify. Entalo nyingi zino ntalo tezaaliwo ffe twabeera abaana bato. Simanyi America erumbye Baghdad, simanyi Uganda erumbye Congo, ebyo tebyaliwo. The world was very stable by then. Okay, globalization of work. Okay, robots may be taking over many jobs, but some robot jobs still need a human handler. However, the handler may be a continent away. Language translation is also nearly good enough to translate speech in real time. A person talking Swahili could converse with a hotel manager in Oslo without either them knowing another language. Doctors have performed robot-assisted surgery from hundreds of kilometers away, for example. And of course, drones and tele-robots. Muto waffe ali bagwemu amanyinya ebintu bino ebya robots, ebya drones, nti asobola okutuula wano ne kagenda mu bakyala ne kavalinga omukolo yenga ali wano. In Switzerland, when they cut the grass on the side of the highway, they use remote-controlled robots. Ate technology atandikira eyo, then it cuts drones bwe busaawa. So even bashamba boy bagenda kola ki? Emirimu gigenda kadogobo yagakola kosi mu kubeera shamba boy gwamanyi tojja funa mulimu. If you have skills that are in demand and you can deploy those skills remotely. In the building, business screens are controlled remotely by people on the ground. The demolition machines are also controlled remotely, and it could be done from Uganda. Solutions. Long life learning. So kino kye mbagambeko nti tulina okusigala nga tukola ki nga tusoma. No matter the course you're going to do, the moment you stop studying or acquiring professional certifications, because technology akyuka buli kaseera. Banking waliyo technology waayo, batwala abaana ne basoma okuyiga how the core bank work, how core banking software works. Telecommunication, there is the IN, telecoms, naye batwala abaana. So there is always that long life learning. When it comes to bano edda bananga kwatanga mawulire okugatwala ku headquarter. Ennaku zino there is what we call live view. So no nice software and hardware gabakozesa balina okusoma. Batasoma abaana abalala abato bajja kujja babiyige bo bakole ki bavuka obsolete. Automation leads to less manual labor and therefore long life pensions and super voluntary work. The Indian Railways and therefore invest in R&D as the Chinese do. Higher minimum wage to keep spending up. Redistribute income wealth. Redistribute income. Wealth is wasted on the wealthy who profit most from the new technology. Note, the effects of unbalanced income. The effects of unbalanced income distribution hard in the depression. So, bagamba nti invest in technology. Okendeze kusente z'ofukola ki z'ofulumya from your business. You get? If you want, for example, right now, oba mutunuulira, they are what we call artificial or intelligent cameras. Nti gwe ojja mu maka g'omuntu nga kamera tekumanyi, it will sound an alarm to the nearest security office or police office. Kino kitegeeza ki? And these cameras are already in distribution. Kino kitegeeza nti bano bagundi bano officers bano security officer basikaliza abakuma amaka g'abantu bajja kutuuka ekiseera nga tebakola ki? Bali relevant. Because oli bajja mu maka g'omuntu nga kamera nekebera mu database yayo nga toliimu ejja kukola ki? Ejja kunotifyinga. Ojja kola kakabangali nga kajja nkakutikka gwe tetukumanyi gwani. Yeah, so unless if there are any other questions, that was my presentation. Wabaawo anyone ayina ekibuuzo asobola okubuuza that is related to the presentation that I've taken you through. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Mine is not a question, but it's a request. If it's possible, you share with us that PDF.
Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
الوقت يدعو مصلحا ومجددا فارموا بنظر طاهر وجناني
Hill TV, keeping you in the know.